Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Hour 2 of today's show, January 28th, 2014. I'm your host, Dr. Peter Glidden. Phones are lit up today. Let's get right to it. Let's go to Michigan and see what Ruth is up to. Hey, Ruth, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Hi, Ruth. This is Ruth.
Hey, Ruth, what's up?
Well, I was diagnosed. They found cancer in my uterus back in December, and it's an aggressive form of cancer. I had surgery to remove, hysterectomy plus omentum was removed, plus 38 lymph nodes and biopsies of tissues all around it. What they found was the cancer in the uterus that they knew about, and one of the 38 lymph nodes had cancer in it and nothing else. So that's all gone, and I'm recovering from surgery, but now they want to, I just found out a little over a week ago, they want to do a very aggressive combination chemo and radiation therapy, and that just sounds like overkill to me, and I guess it's based on the idea that there could be microscopic
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Cells still in my body that need to be.
No, it's not. It's not based on that idea. I mean, if it was based on that idea, then everybody would be a candidate for chemo and radiation, right?
Yeah, that's what that's my thought about that, is that everybody walks around with microscopic cells, that they didn't see anything in any of the tissues that they took out and biopsied, and it seems to me that at this point, the places where they knew where cancer appeared is now gone from my body, and anything that would remain should be something that I should give my body the chance to fight on its own, rather than introducing poisons and radiation, which themselves could cause cancer down the road.
Well, that makes you the smartest girl in class. There's a number of things to understand here moving forward. Number of things to understand here. Number one, you are not the client of the doctor.
Yeah.
The hospital is the client of the doctor.
Right.
You are the currency that the doctor is using with the hospital, paying the hospital with. And their intention of doing radiation and chemo is to jack up the bill. That's why they want to do it, period. And I'm not, that's why they're doing it. I'm not making stuff up here, and I don't have an axe to grind against the MDs. Yeah. So, but you can prove it to yourself. You can prove it to yourself. So here's what I want you to do. Visit my website. Oh, by the way, folks, brand new look and feel to my website. If you haven't been to my website in a day, go to it now. Brand new look and feel. Gotta love my tech team in Seattle. I have got the best website tech team in the entire universe. They do a really great job. Check it out. But on my website, you purchase...
The website is fireyourmdnow.com.
Yeah, Fire Your MD Now. You got to put the now in. And if you ever forget that, just do a Google search for Dr. Glidden. I like the paint, right? I always come up number one. It links you right to my website. I want you to buy my book on my website. It's $10 at Amazon.com to download it to your computer, or it's, I think, $19 if you buy a softback copy of it. I have a chapter in the book on cancer. I also have a DVD for sale called A Healthy Body Without Cancer. But the reason I'd like you to get the book is because there are 10 questions in the chapter of that I wrote on cancer that every cancer patient needs to ask their oncologist. And you need to ask that oncologist with a witness. So, maybe chemo and radiation is a really smart thing for you to do. Maybe it's a really stupid thing for you to do. You don't know. You need to know. Right. So get the book, go with a witness and a recording machine, and politely ask the oncologist the 10 questions that are in the book, in the chapter on cancer. And the answer that they give you to these questions will inform you as to whether or not you should move forward with the treatment. And then you'll know. Okay. There are some types of cancer, and honestly, I don't even know what they are, some weird type of childhood leukemia that actually does respond well to chemo and radiation. But uterine cancer isn't one of them. You need to just get informed. Now, the doctor's position is...
research, and it's not looking like it's very impressive.
Well, it's not. It's not. The cancer treatment in this country is horrible. We spent nearly $600 billion, nearly $1 trillion. We don't have anything to show for it. Now, the pharmaceutical companies got fat. We don't have anything to show for it.
Right.
But, ultimately it's a numbers game. And they know, statistically, the percentages of positive outcomes. They know. And then they should tell you. But if they told you, you wouldn't do the treatment. And that's why they don't tell you. So you have to force it out of them. You have to pull it out of them. And it's just a tragedy of biblical proportions. Now, remember, in the United States, it's illegal for anybody except an MD to treat cancer. How about that? Can't do it. That's why there are no alternative cancer treatment centers here in the United States. There just aren't, because it's illegal. The pharmaceutical industry's got a rap on that. And for goodness sake, heaven forbid you have a child who gets cancer and you don't want to do the conventional treatment. The court will send you to jail for child abuse because you have to do what the MD tells you to do, even though it doesn't work.
Well, there is an MD down in Tampa, Florida, that evidently is doing all alternative stuff because he doesn't believe in the chemotherapy. His name is
well, then you need to ask him the same 10 questions.
Yeah.
Right? I don't care who you go to. I don't care if it's a shaman in the rainforest in Brazil.
Right, and we can download those 10 questions off your website, right?
No, you got to get the book. You got to get the book.
But download the book, right?
Yeah, you can download the book. Just go to the website. It's $10, $9.99, whatever. It's easy. Yeah, it's on my website in the, I think there's a little store button. It's easy to find.
Because I've got an appointment tomorrow with a different cancer center just to talk to a GYN oncologist for a second opinion, and then in the afternoon I was going to go to yet another hospital and talk to their naturopathic staff there, but then insurance won't pay for that. It's going to cost me $big to talk to them. But I think they're thinking more in terms of supporting a patient to get them in better physical shape, nutrition-wise and stuff like that, to support chemotherapy.
Yeah, that's the Cancer Treatment Centers of America, right?
Well, no, we don't have one of those here. This is at Beaumont Hospital in the southeast Michigan area. So.
Yeah, okay. So any hospital, conventional hospital in the United States that uses naturopathic therapeutics in a cancer ward uses the naturopathic therapeutics to strengthen the patient's body so that they can get 1, 2, or 3 more rounds of chemo or radiation, which is ineffective.
Right.
And they do that to bump up the bill because chemotherapy is big bucks. It's big bucks. Big bucks. I mean, now, look, if the program's effective, it's an effective treatment. I'm behind it 100%. We're not anti-drugs. I mean, thank God for penicillin. Thank God for Novocaine. Thank God for morphine. Thank God for the sterile technique. But what we are against is expensive, dangerous, cancer-causing, ineffective treatments. And the problem with the medical cancer industry in the United States is the MDs are not forthcoming with statistical truth because from their point of view, your only option is to shut up and do what the MD tells you. So even if it's only, 0.5% effective, and maybe you're going to get liver cancer from the treatment, it's the only show in town. Right. So just shut the hell up and do what the doctor says. And it's insanity. I'm telling you. It
has no logic behind it that I can see.
Well, there is logic behind it, and it's financial.
Yeah. I
mean, and there's nothing wrong with making money. Mm-hmm. But there is something wrong with deceptively baiting and switching people and telling people, forcing people to do something when, and everybody that's got cancer is afraid for their freaking life, and rightly so.
Right.
So they've got you over a barrel, and they're going to take advantage of that and get as much money from you as they possibly can. For goodness sake, you just need to get informed, ask the right questions. And when you ask the right questions, the answers that the doctor gives you will let you know what to do. Now, from our point of view, the holistic point of view, people don't get cancer. You don't get uterine cancer because you have a uterus. You don't get prostate cancer because you have a prostate, or breast cancer, or brain cancer because you have a breast or brains. From our point of view, one of the main causative things of cancer is oxidative damage to the DNA of the body. Every single cell of your body has DNA in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Every single cell of your body. When that DNA becomes oxidatively damaged, one of the things that happens is the cell can't stop making copies of itself, and so a tumor is formed. So, in order to support and promote the structure and function of the human body, especially the immune system, when we're up against a presumptive or definitive diagnosis of cancer, we want to do everything that we can to increase the body's fire department, which is its anti-inflammatory mechanisms. If it were me, in order to support and promote my immune system and to help the anti-inflammatory processes of the human body, I would take 1 anti-aging healthy start pack and 2 bottles of selenium per 100 pounds of body weight per month. 1 anti-aging healthy start pack and 2 bottles of selenium per 100 pounds of body weight per month. I would take 1 bottle of a product that Longevity has, a brand new product called Immortalium per 100 pounds of body weight per month. And I would finish it off with as much Z-Radical as I could afford. If I could afford a bottle a day, that's what I would do. If I could afford a bottle a week, that's what I would do. A bottle a month, that's what I would do. Z-Radical, Immortalium, selenium, and the anti-aging healthy start pack, plus eliminate the 10 bad foods, is the most excellent place to start to support and promote your body's ability to be healthy. To be healthy. It's a very important thing, a very important point to ponder. Your medical doctor believes you got uterine cancer because you have a uterus. And that's just the luck of the draw. It's just life. The human body is filled with trouble, and it's only a matter of time until it shows up. And that's nonsense. It's nonsense. But you have to get informed either way. You have to get informed. Knowledge is power. Check it out, Ruth.
Okay.
Call us back with a report. Let us know what you decided to do, and as God is my witness, you'll be in my prayers. You want to get away? Get away from your MD as fast as you possibly can. I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. Absolute power corrupts absolutely any investigation of any Central American dictatorship. Any dictatorship around the world proves that absolute power corrupts absolutely, and that's exactly what's happened in the wonderful world of modern medicine. And it's not modern American medicine, it's modern medicine worldwide. The MDs have completely stolen the show to such a large extent that it's their way or the highway, and even though their way is completely ineffective and based on a philosophy of healing which is juvenile, everybody dances to the tune that the MD plays. Oh, and by the way, did I forget to mention that MD-directed medical treatments are the leading cause of bankruptcy in the United States? Oh, yeah, and by the way, also the leading cause of death in the United States. It's insanity, ladies and gentlemen. It's a medical matrix, and you're in the middle of it. Consider me the red pill. Let's go to Don in Florida and see what's up. Hey, Don. Thanks for calling. You are live.
Hi, Dr. Glidden. How are you?
Don, you're going to rub it in. I know you are. It's like minus a gazillion degrees here in Chicago. All right. What's the temperature in Florida? What is it?
Well, earlier it was 78, nice and sunny, perfect beach day. A few of my friends went to the beach. It was pretty nice.
Hey, what part of the state do you live in, you lucky girl?
Southwest Florida, Punta Gorda.
Oh, very nice. How long have you lived down there?
I lived in this area for about 20 years.
Well, you know what? Just to make me feel better, I want you to call me back in August, and you can tell me what it's like down there in August, and then I'm not going to feel so bad about living where I live. So, listen, I'm rambling here, as I often do in the second hour. Thanks so much for the phone call, Don. What's on your mind?
Well, actually, I'm a little bit fired up. I just touched base with a girlfriend that I haven't talked to in a while, and she's kind of lost hope. She has been hospitalized on and off. They can't figure out what's wrong with her.
Yeah.
She's had a colonoscopy, an endoscopy. She's nauseous. She's dizzy. She has stabbing pains, burning, sharp pains, headaches, blurry vision. It goes on and on.
Yeah.
Now, the interesting thing with her is that she doesn't eat gluten. She told me that she has been carb-free and basically gluten-free for 4 years.
Now, does that include oatmeal?
She says she doesn't eat oatmeal.
Excellent.
And the doctors want to cut out her stomach. That's their next thing. And so
Wait, is she overweight?
No, she's not overweight, but she has gained 20 pounds in the past 7 months because she has to take
prednisone?
go to the bathroom. She has to take laxatives.
Oh,
and so she's gained 20 pounds, so she's concerned about that.
Mm-hmm. Well, she how old is she?
She is, I think, around 40.
Well, in cases like this, there's often other things that are going on that people have just gotten used to, and they don't really consider them a problem, right, even though they are. So, she might have an energy problem. She might have a sleep problem. She might have a little nagging left shoulder pain. She might be dealing with a wacky menstrual cycle or no sex drive.
Energy.
She's got no energy?
Well, no energy because of her stomach and her intestinal problems.
Yeah, so often there's stuff that was going on that preceded, the big bad breakdown, whatever it is, whether it's a breakdown in the stomach or finally the knee goes or finally the heart goes or finally the kidney goes. Often in years before the really bad stuff happens, there's little middly-piddly stuff that's going on all of the time that people just think is a part of life, and it's not. It's like little warning signs on the, the check engine light coming on, and you just ignore it. But all things being equal, we don't profess to be able to diagnose anything through virtue of, the internet or radio stations. But we do bring prudent, sane methodology to bear on people's concerns. And so given the fact that this is the center of gravity of the illness here is a digestive issue, right?
Right.
The really good place to start would be the Healthy Digestion Pack and selenium, appropriate for body weight. So that's 1 Healthy Digestion Pack and 2 bottles of selenium per 100 pounds of body weight per month. And please have her avoid the other 10 bad foods, right? Wheat, barley, rye, and oats are 4 of the 10 bad foods. There are 6 other foods that she needs to stop eating. You can get that list for free at my website, fireyourmdnow.com. Have her eliminate those foods, get those nutritional supplements, and take them every day for 2 weeks. Then have her call me back, tell me what's going on. I'll walk her through the finer points if there are any. But we have to start somewhere, and that is a good place to start. Thanks for the call, Don. So remember, what we bring to the table is science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition foundation boilerplate health recovery strategies. Foundation boilerplate health recovery strategies, right? When I was a practicing naturopathic physician with a private practice, and that was my sole means of, that's all I did for a long time. 20 plus years. That's what I did for a living. I didn't do anything else. Just was a naturopathic doctor with a shingle and a private practice. I had a private practice in Seattle. I had a private practice in Cape Cod, Massachusetts. That's how I made my living. So when we're involved in a one-on-one patient relationship, doctor-patient relationship, then it's a little bit different than what we do here on the radio. But I have to tell you, not that much. Because if you were to come and see me privately, I still see a couple hundred patients a year in a private practice. If you were to do that, 80% of the time, I would advise you to start with one of the healthy packs. I might give you a homeopathic medicine into the bargain. I might recommend some blood work, or I might recommend stool analysis or urinalysis or something other than the standard foundation boilerplate stuff. But most of the time, it's the standard foundation boilerplate stuff that we start with, because you have to clear the deck. You have to give your body the stuff it needs to fix itself. You have to give it a time and see where the body gets stuck, right? If it does at all. So you've got a blood sugar issue, then our recommendation is the healthy blood sugar pack. You have a digestion issue, our recommendation is the healthy digestion pack. You have a concentration problem or a heart problem, our recommendation, the healthy brain or heart pack. I mean, it's that simple. And if there's nothing wrong with you, I'll eat my hat, but for general all-around maintenance, it's the Healthy Start Pack. Now, I recommend everybody get selenium as an extra add-on. That's not a bad thing to do, and the recommendation there is 1 bottle per 50 pounds per month, not to exceed 4 bottles a month. It's a really smart thing to do. Selenium supplementation reduces the occurrence of breast cancer by 82%. Reduces the occurrence of lung cancer, uterine cancer, prostate cancer as well. It's an unbelievably effective nutritional supplement. And why there isn't more research given to it? Well, I know why there's not more research given to it. Because medical research around the world is not about the cure. It's about the expensive treatment. Let's go to Columbus, Ohio, and see what Matt's up to. Hey, Matt, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Oh, man, thanks for taking the phone call. And
happy to help, brother. I'm happy to help. Are you frostbitten yet in Ohio, or what's up?
God, it was minus something this morning without the wind chill factor. We got to do something about Al Gore and his global warming because,
well,
global warming causing all these cold temperatures.
The scales tip both ways, I guess. So what's going on, Matt?
Oh, I had a laundry list, but if the lines are lit up...
no, I'm good. We're good. Don't worry about that. You just tell me what's up.
On the Longevity fan page, which I'm trying to crank out my Bushaka points so I can get $50 credit, somebody today was asking about parabens in the CM cream, and aren't they carcinogenic, and why are they in the CM cream? So I thought I'd see if you knew about that at all.
Yeah, I know about parabens, and there's a lot of, this is one of the problems with the Internet, right? Because the Internet makes everybody a genius overnight, makes everybody an expert in, I mean, you can go to the Internet and you can find people who tell you that water's bad for you, that calcium's bad for you right now. So the thing about parabens is, as far as I'm aware, it's a dose thing. It's based on the dose and how much of it is in the body. Now, you could make the argument that 0 parabens would be a good place to start, but I haven't seen any reason to get up in arms about the amount of parabens that are in the CM cream or any of the other skin creams in longevity. I'm really not. I don't have a problem with it because I haven't been compelled to have a problem with it because of the research and the clinical data that I've seen. However, if you don't have enough selenium in your body, your chances of getting breast cancer increase by 80%. Your chances of getting lung cancer increase by 39%. Your chances of getting prostate cancer go up. Your chances of getting colon cancer go up to a remarkable degree. If you don't have enough calcium in your body, there are 278 illnesses that are going to slam you. So, on a relative scale of things, being worried about parabens is a non-starter. You want to be worried about something, man? Be worried about how much calcium is in your body, how many 90 of the 90 essential nutrients are in your body, and how much selenium is in your body. Be worried about the crap that you're eating, the acrylamide in the food that you're eating, the heterocyclic amines in the food that you're eating, the nitrates in the food that you're eating. That's the stuff that'll kill you. Now, I haven't seen evidence that compels me to prohibit parabens, but I have seen evidence that compels me to prohibit gluten and oil in a bottle and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that's kind of where we fall on it. Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, good.
I've got to invert my list because I know I can't get into everything. I was talking to somebody at work a couple days ago, and we both have had long hair and long beards, and he was saying he thought he might be losing some because he's on chemo and I think steroids because they found they said his kidneys were leaking protein. I said, what? He said that when he was urinating, it was foaming, and so he went in and they said, oh yeah, you've got protein in your urine. So they put him on. They said that chemo, it's a light dose of chemo, but it's to fight off the excess white blood cells.
Well, that's nonsense. I mean, that's like, that's like having a problem with mosquitoes. So you've got a man-made pond in your backyard, and you got a problem with mosquitoes because the pond has become this stagnant water in it because one of the drains in the pond has gotten clogged up. So how do you fix that? You hire somebody to fly over the pond with a helicopter and drop napalm on it. Well, that's one way to deal with it, right?
Right.
I mean, a better way to deal with it is unclog the damn pond. And if you no more stagnant water, no more mosquitoes. But I got to tell you, man, the way that the MDs think about the pathology of disease and why the kidneys got the way that they got and what you have to do about it is insane. I mean, it's insane, and I'm choosing my words carefully. So protein in the urine is, in fact, a diagnostic indication that there's a problem with the kidney. But most of the time, the problem with the kidney isn't that you have a kidney. It's that the eeny-weeny-teeny blood vessels in the kidney have gotten clogged up. And, well, what causes the blood vessels in the kidneys to get clogged up? Well, one of the major things from our point of view is consistent consumption of all the wrong food, which causes low-grade inflammation all the time, and that's what causes the arteries to get clogged up. It's constant low-grade inflammation, the lion's share of which comes from consistent consumption of all the wrong foods. And then there's a little fire in your kidney, so to speak, and your body, calls out its fire department, but the fire department doesn't have any water. So your body's anti-inflammatory mechanisms try to kick in, but they don't have enough juice. And so your body can't put the fires of inflammation out, and so you get chronic low-grade inflammation, and then after a time the kidney clogs up, and then you get protein in the urine, and then they give you chemotherapy, which is just insanity, man. It's insanity. So to support and promote the structure and function of the kidney, which would be a prudent and wise thing to do in this situation, the recommendation would be to stop eating the 10 bad foods, number one. And number two, take the anti-aging healthy start pack and selenium into your body, appropriate for your body weight, and as much triple treat chocolate as you can afford. How about that? Oh, one more thing.
Ultimate Daily?
Yeah, the Ultimate Dailies, right. So the anti-aging healthy start pack, selenium, Ultimate Dailies. And icing on the cake would be the chocolate, the triple treat chocolate, because it's loaded with stuff that the body's fire department needs. That's a better way to deal with protein in the urine as far as I'm concerned.
Cool. Oh, and one other thing, because if you got more people to get to. Well, when Mike sits in for you, sometimes he forgets to ask people how they heard about longevity, and he points them to the phone number to sign up with his group, so you might want to let him know that's not exactly the best. I know he's excited and all that, so.
Oh, no, we're good with that, and that's a good thing to bring up. I appreciate that, and, that's as this radio program gets more and more and more popular, it's only a matter of time until somebody gets signed up in the wrong group, and that's never going to happen intentionally. Even if it ever does happen, all you need to do is get in touch with us, give us a heads up that it happened, and we'll call corporate and take care of it.
Yeah, they're really good about that.
Yeah. So I appreciate the heads up on that, but we have our fingers on that pulse. I'll talk to Mike about it and just make sure we kind of clip that off at the pass, so to speak. But I don't want anybody in longevity to be nervous about that, because if it ever, number one, it hasn't happened so far, and number two, if it ever does happen, we don't want to do that. We don't need to do that, and it's just bad juju all around. So if it ever does happen by mistake, we'll fix it and, move on, because we're all in this together, really.
Cool. You rock, Dr. G.
Hey, Matt, you're the greatest. Keep up the good work in Columbus, man. Are you going to a conference, the Longevity Conference?
I've got to see if I can get time off from work. I've put in for it, but so far they're not. So, if I could just get free before that, then I don't have to worry about getting time off from work.
I get it, man. Well, I'll keep my fingers crossed. Keep up the good work. Remember, one enrollment conversation a day will make all the difference in the world. Let's go to Virginia now and see what Terry's up to. I think she's calling in with a scoliosis question. Hey, Terry, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Hey, Dr. Glidden.
What's up, Terry?
Hey, I wanted to say something about that Pink Panther music that you're always playing?
Yeah, what about it?
Yeah, I really love that. I hope you never stop playing that. That's always been my favorite cartoon ever since I was a kid.
Yeah, the Pink Panther, that was a great one, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's a cool dude. Kind of like you.
That's right. We're a cool dude, man. Especially now, it's like minus a gazillion degrees up here. Holy smokes. What's the weather like down there?
It's cold, but it's not as cold as it is in Chicago.
Now, are you in the east or the west part of the state?
I'm here in the middle of the state, back toward the Appalachians.
Oh, very nice. Yeah. What's the name of the town?
Roanoke.
Roanoke, Virginia.
Roanoke, Virginia.
Yeah, I've heard about it, never been there. I love Virginia. Virginia's a great state. I almost moved to Virginia in my misguided youth. I almost moved to San Diego in my misguided youth. And the other day, when it was minus a gazillion degrees here, I was wondering why I never moved to Hawaii. But, there's no use crying over spilt milk, is there, Terry?
No, but I think Hawaii would be a lot better than Virginia.
Yeah, well, maybe. I watched that TV show in my limited free time about people that are, trying to buy property in Hawaii and about the stuff that's for sale there. I think I could do it. I think I could live in Hawaii for 6 months out of the year. It sounds like a good idea, don't you think?
Yeah, I heard Maui's a really good place. That's where Dr. Dean used to live.
Well, there you go.
There now or not.
Great minds think alike. Hey, Terry, listen, we're coming up against a hard break. I'll finish out the show with you. If you just stick around through the break, I'll look forward to addressing your concerns. I appreciate your support. I appreciate your call. Ladies and gentlemen, check out the brand new website, fireyourmdnow.com. Check it out. Knowledge is power. Get informed. Get your health back. And if you're up to it, your wealth as well. Stick around. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're finishing up today's program with a Pink Panther fan from Virginia, a member of Team Glidden herself, Terry from Roanoke. Welcome back, Terry. You are live.
Yeah, Dr. Glidden, this call is for my Uncle Steve. He's being rehabilitated in a nursing home. He went in at the hospital at Christmas. He wanted to read your book, so he's probably reading it by this time. And he's got scoliosis of the spine and Parkinson's, and he's got a transmitter in his brain, which Duke University put in there about 2 years ago. He's the type of guy that is tired of suffering, and he's a fighter. He's ready to do something about his situation.
Is the transmitter in his brain to help him hear better?
I didn't ask him that. I just assumed it was for his motor control, his muscle problems.
Yeah. Well, all right, so we've got a bunch of fish to fry here, right? So remember, from Dr. Wallach's point of view, Parkinson's is presumptively caused by oxidative damage to the brain tissue. What causes oxidative damage? The 10 bad foods. And a lack of nutrition on the body's part that the body needs in order to put out the fires of inflammation that the oxidative damage causes. So it's kind of like the 1-2 punch, lack of nutrition and consistent consumption of all the wrong food, and voila, you've got oxidative damage in the brain, and depending on what tissues are involved, it's going to be Lou Gehrig's disease, Parkinson's disease, multiple sclerosis, Alzheimer's, who knows what, right? So the first thing he needs to do is eliminate the 10 bad foods. The second thing he needs to do is give his body's fire department support, and we do that with the anti-aging Healthy Start Pack and selenium. Now, because the brain is in play here, we give more essential fatty acids because that's just a smart thing to do. So the recommendation would be 1 anti-aging Healthy Start Pack, 2 bottles of selenium, and 1 bottle of EFA Plus per 100 pounds of body weight per month. And once we've got that dialed in, we can add whatever else we want to increase ORAC antioxidants. So you've got the Triple Treat chocolate you could give him. That's 17,000 ORAC in one piece. That's the single most efficient way to do it. You could give him the Z-Radical. That has the fucoidan in it, which promotes stem cell activity in the body. That's a very smart thing to do, and it's also a superfruit But we don't know what the ORAC score on that is. It's never been scored. I'm assuming it's high, but I don't know what the ORAC value is. Another way to do it.
Both of those.
Well, there you go. Another way to do it would be the brand new product that Longevity has called Immortalium. I believe it's 10,000 ORAC per serving, and I think one serving is 3 capsules. Don't quote me on that. But that's another way to do it. And then the secret sauce, right, is to eat a diet that's high in cholesterol because his brain is made from cholesterol. Now, the scoliosis is a facultative breakdown over time with not enough minerals, not enough calcium, not enough connective tissue. So the Parkinson's really is the thing that we want to be focusing on here, but remember everything connects, or the central nervous system is what we want to be focusing on here. Remember, we don't treat disease, we support systems of the body. So what I'd like to see him do is take 1 extra bottle of liquid calcium a month in order to give his musculoskeletal system a little support while we're helping the central nervous system, right? So that's the Anti-Aging Healthy Start Pack, the EFA, the selenium, extra calcium, and then whatever else you want, triple treat chocolate, Immortalium, whatever, plus a diet that's high in cholesterol. And what do I mean by high in cholesterol? 12 eggs a day. That's what I mean. And I don't know anybody that can do that. I don't know that I could do that. Maybe if I had Parkinson's, I would be, motivated to do it. But the recommendation here is to make cholesterol his friend. So when he drinks milk, full-fat milk. If he eats yogurt, full-fat yogurt. Eggs, butter, not margarine, butter, cheese, right? Rare meat, chicken with the skin, turkey with the skin, food that's loaded with cholesterol. Even Harvard University agrees with us on this one. 80% of his diet should be good, healthy fats because that's what his brain's made out of. That's what he needs. And that beats a poke in the eye with a sharp stick. Terry, we're out of time. I appreciate your support. Appreciate your call. Keep up the good work in Roanoke. Remember, you are the last best hope. Your friends, family members, church members, and community members have to live long, healthy, and wealthy lives. Ladies and gentlemen, God willing, the creek don't rise. Same time, same channel tomorrow. Till then, live long and prosper.